Hey everybody, Spencer here with another weekly video. Today we are talking all about something that I never cover on this channel, that is Atlas, Persona 5 Strikers, and Steelbooks. So, as a lot of you may be aware, Persona 5 Strikers is less than a month out from releasing in the Western world. We are all very excited. Everyone is super excited to finally get to play the game with either an English dub or English, French, Italian, German, Spanish subtitles on PC, PS4, PS5 through backwards compatibility, or Switch. But today's video is not really about the game. This is kind of more behind the scenes talk about what is up with the coveted Steelbook pre-order bonus. So back when the game was announced officially in December 2020, there were two pre-order bonuses for if you wanted a physical copy. A pin, which in North America is exclusive to GameStop, and I know a couple of other retailers around the world are using this Joker pin as well. A little bit of a pin, nothing really that crazy. Be cool to get for free if you have it, but I think comparing it to the Steelbook case that is exclusive to Best Buy, there's a clear winner right there. So this Steelbook case has a really interesting kind of history. When it was first announced, this Steelbook case was only at Best Buy and only for Switch copies. So all those people out there who had Persona Steelbooks ranging from Persona 5, Royal, or even the imported ones from Japan like me, this was going to stand out. This is not going to be a standard Blu-ray sized case, and originally was only going to be sized like a Steelbook case for Switch games. So let's say if you've had like some of the Nintendo ones they've released, whether it be Super Smash Bros., Xenoblade Chronicles, or even like Mario Kart. Nintendo Switch Steelbooks have definitely become more of a prominent thing in terms of their size. I know when the Switch came out, it was actually quite a big deal that Xenoblade Chronicles 2 was the first Switch-sized Steelbook, just because a lot of other cases back in the day either just used generic cases, kind of sized it up. You didn't always see specific, unique case sizes fit with Steelbooks, just because it's such a niche collector's thing. So, a little bit of a background story as to how this deal went about. Best Buy actually contacted Atlas West in terms of promoting the game, and they said, hey, we are really, really big into Steelbooks, and obviously I'm going to be paraphrasing here. This is all based off hearsay, but with all the other companies who have done this, it's pretty much going to be fact. Best Buy, when they are picking up a game for distribution, it is not that uncommon that they will ask for a pre-order bonus incentive like a Steelbook. So in cases like this, it's not actually Atlas who's deciding that only Best Buy gets the Steelbook. It's Best Buy saying, hey, we want this Steelbook for your game, and we want it to be exclusive to us. And this is specifically Best Buy in the United States. Unfortunately, Best Buy Canada, in this case, is not matching those deals. And even with Yakuza, they've not matched it in previous times. So this also gets into a point we'll get to later on about the region exclusivity. But yeah, so when Persona 5 Strikers was basically pitched to Best Buy for, hey, how many copies do you want? Best Buy was like, cool, we'll take X amount of copies, and we also want to pay you to make a Steelbook exclusively for us. So when Best Buy was actually talking about this with Atlas, one of the things that came up was, which SKU do you want to do? Do you want to do a PS4 size Steelbook and have a Switch cartridge in there? Do you just want to have it be a PS4 case style Steelbook? Or do you want to just make it a Switch style Steelbook? And originally the plan was everyone at Atlas and everyone at Best Buy in America were pretty much thinking, okay, in terms of retail, this is probably going to sell more in terms of Switch. And what's really funny is then, as soon as this was all announced, there was a large amount of people who had the opposite reaction of people being like, oh, cool, I can't wait for this exclusive Steelbook. Why is it only on Switch? Like, there were people who maybe didn't have a Switch, maybe wanted to have consistency with all their other Steelbooks. And what's so surprising is, even though this was announced 2 months before it was coming out, and I have it on very, very good authorities that there was no PlayStation 4 Steelbook in the works at all back in December, amazingly, Best Buy was able to work with Atlas, and they saw the outcry online, and they said, hey, you know what? Your fans want a PS4 Steelbook. Can you make one happen? And the awesome designing folks at Atlas were able to whip one up, and hopefully no shipping delays are going to make this look really, really bad. But at launch now, if you are getting a PlayStation 4 or Switch version of Strikers at Best Buy, you will get those Steelbook cases for free, or obviously you can go in and if they have extras, you can buy them for like 20 bucks. But the main incentive is you pick up the game, you get this Steelbook for free, and I think that's a really, really great bonus, especially for someone like me who's been into Steelbook collecting for almost like 5+ years now, if not longer. And honestly, for cases like this, where looking at something like Strikers and not being that surprised we're not getting a collector's edition, the only real pre-order incentives are the pre-order bonus, whether it be physical, digital, the GameStop pin, or the Best Buy Steelbook case. I appreciate that a Steelbook case is still available even in a game that they didn't think was really worth it, or maybe wasn't financially viable to do a collector's edition in time. Unfortunately, this now gets to the other side of the coin, and that has a lot of the Western fan base very upset. And that is, this is only a Best Buy America exclusive, so that means if you live in somewhere like Canada, or anywhere in Europe, or any other country that's not the United States, you're just missing out on this pre-order bonus. And obviously, pre-order bonuses are not anything new. Pre-order bonuses are super plentiful in Japan. You're going to be ranging from stuff like steelbooks with the GEO, clear files, acrylic stands, stickers, keychains, whatever. But for Western fans, pre-order bonuses like this have never really been anything larger than, like, let's say a pen for Persona 5 Royal, or maybe first edition copies will get something included, whether it be physically or digitally. So I'm coming at this from a weird stance personally. I know a lot of people are upset. I asked people in the YouTube comments, I've asked people on the Facebook group, and I've asked people on the SMTN Twitter, and a lot of international fans were really upset. They were like, hey, this isn't fair, like, why are you calling yourself Atlas West if you're still mainly catering to the United States? But, as I mentioned, I'm in a weird situation of, I live in the United States, I'm getting this pre-order bonus for free without that much of an extra hassle, and on top of it though, I also am used to jumping through hoops for steelbooks. Like, as you've noticed with my channel, I have every Atlas-developed game steelbook, even if they're exclusive to Japan, like Catherine Full Body, Persona 3 and 5 Dancing, Persona 5 Royal, Persona 5, and even SMT3 Nocturne. I have all these steelbooks that have never come to America, and I jumped through the hoops to get them. But I also know that not everyone really wants to jump through those hoops, and in some cases, importing for me is a little bit easier from Japan as opposed to from America. So, for example, in most cases, if you live in America, getting something shipped to you, it is almost always going to be cheaper than if you were shipping something out of America to another country. Which is really unfortunate, especially when you consider the fact that Best Buy in America does not ship internationally. So I'm already looking and seeing on places like eBay and other third-party sellers, people just selling the Steelbook case alone for like $50, and I'm like, man, that really sucks. And like, this is coming from someone who has spent upwards of 3 digits just for a empty Steelbook case of Persona 5. So I get the struggle of like, hey, if you really want it, you're gonna pay the price you need for it. But it just really, really sucks. And like, it goes back to the thing of whose fault is this? And I don't really like playing the blame game here, but I think a lot of people are looking at this as an Atlas West problem, when in reality, it's Atlas West took the money from Best Buy, and because it is a Best Buy exclusive, they can't really just say, oh, it's a Best Buy exclusive in America, but you can just make a whole bunch of these extra cases and give it over to Game in the UK or in Australia. So the situation, unfortunately, is a little bit more complicated, because if it wasn't for Best Buy, these cases wouldn't exist. These steelbooks wouldn't be a thing that people would be able to get, and the only one that would be out there is the Japanese exclusive one, which is already rising in price more and more as we get closer to the international release. So, looking at the situation, is it fair to be mad at Best Buy? No, they're the ones who willed it into existence. Is it fair to be mad at Atlas? Well, yeah, hypothetically you could say, why did they take the money and why didn't they just make it on their own? But like, looking at this product and the last couple of products they've done, if Atlas isn't going to do a collector's edition for a game, you're lucky if you get anything with it. Like, just looking at how the process has kind of gradually declined, look at the quality of the free art book you would get with Vanillaware games before 13 Sentinels. The one you get with 13 Sentinels has the paper quality of something you'd see in a child's menu in a restaurant. So it's definitely a step down from getting like hardcover art books that are like 80 plus page counts with like never before seen art, and then just taking a bunch of JPEGs off Google Images. So clearly making physical goods is way less of a concern now at Atlas West. So the situation is definitely not as black and white as a lot of people are thinking in terms of just blaming Atlas West for keeping it exclusive to one region. That being said, I know a lot of people are still excited for it, with or without the Steelbook case, but I just wanted to give a little bit of an insight into the situation, not only because I've been covering Atlas for so long, but also because how much I do Steelbook collecting. I follow this. I don't just get Steelbooks for Atlas games. I've been collecting international exclusives for the longest time. If you look at my channel, I have a whole bunch of other Steelbooks I've done of me importing stuff from Asia, Europe, all over the place, anywhere where weird Steelbook exclusives were possible. I've got, I think, almost 100 Steelbooks now at this point, and should probably do an update video at some point. So if you are curious about what random international exclusive Steelbooks I have that aren't just Atlas related, let me know in the comments below. Also let me know what your plan is for getting the Steelbook case. Do you live in America? Did you just pre-order it? Are you getting both the PlayStation and Switch versions to get both cases like me? Do you not care about Steelbooks? Let me know all of your guys' answers in the comments below. Thank you all so much for watching this video again. It really means a lot to me. Let me know what you think. As always, please feel free to share feedback. And if you want to help support the channel and SMTN, please consider becoming a patron at patreon.com/SMTN. That's patreon.com/SMTN. Either way, have a good rest of your day, and I will see you all later. Have a good one.